Hello, again. Good morning. Oh, shit. I lost Lynn. Good morning, Sippin. Are you still here with me? I broke my fucking air conditioner. Idiot. I am doing very well, love. Very well. So I decided to do Crazy Lady in the evenings and some different cases during the day. Just because I don't want to constantly be covering that lady because she does kind of aggravate the hell out of all of us. But yeah, I want to go over the Ayla Reynolds case this morning. I'm gonna see if anybody else comes in. Considering I did start a couple minutes early. Oh Lord, what did I do with my shit? Oh, I just saw it. Where'd it go? Please don't tell me you found me anything. Oh, girl. Damn it. Oh, it's still in the one in the bell cage. Oh, kitty. In my way. Move! Oh, good. Oh, okay. So, Ayla Reynolds was a little 18-month-old girl that vanished from her father's house at 18 months old in 2011. They have no, they've got evidence. They've got a shit ton of fucking evidence. But there's been no arrests in this case. There hasn't been, and the way it's like taken, like the police aren't even looking at the dad, girlfriend, and sister as a suspect when they were the only three in the house when this little baby went missing. Now, a lot covered this case. A lot of people. Trying to find one. There's 3 parts of True Crime Daily, which that might be. I mean, they've already declared this baby passed on. They took her to jail. But like I said, they've had blood like throughout the fucking house. And the mother still has no justice for this little girl. Trying to find a good one about her. One that's not fucking long. Let's watch this.
But tonight, new developments, new evidence found. It's my biggest story.
I love watching this man. I am a big mini politician. I can never say his last name, so. All right, let's bring it up. I think it might be 2 coming in.
You're with us tonight. Tonight, the Ayla again. It's been a while. Baby Ayla's been missing, and we haven't talked about it because there haven't been any development. But tonight, new development, new evidence found. It's my biggest story of the day.
A desperate search in Maine.
Police say they found some items in her factory that may be linked to Ayla Reynolds.
Last wearing some green pajamas with white polka dots. This said Daddy's princess. The parents and family members and relatives, all I can say is that they are being complete at this particular time.
Who could not
I got you.
come out and
Thank
say
you for
something?
being here, baby.
I mean, look at her. She needs to come home.
Needs to be here with us.
There are going to be more searches, and there are going to be more dives.
That little baby's too
as
precious.
we continue to hunt for this little girl.
A mother's worst nightmare has become more of a nightmare than anything right now.
Her father says he put her to bed only to discover her missing the next morning. Police.
They know more than what they've told us.
Searchers have worked several blocks surrounding Ayla's home. I want to pick her up and I want to hold her.
All right, where all this took place. Let's take a look at the map, folks. We got the map. Got to show you where this stuff is. 1 mile away. That's where the items are found in the water. You know they've done a lot of searches here. What does it all mean? Are we closer to finding out what happened? Joining me tonight, Steve Rogers, retired detective lieutenant for the New Jersey Police Department and former FBI Joint Terrorism Task Force, and Pat Brown, criminal profiler. Welcome to you both. What does this? Let me start with you, Pat Brown. Could this be a big break? Could this answer some questions about what happened?
Yeah, and it could be really clearly, in my opinion, what happened. They have their suspect or suspects. What they're looking for is physical evidence and blood in the house. That's one part of physical evidence, but perhaps not enough to go to court and get to prosecute somebody and be successful. If this is clothing that belongs to Ayla, and then this can help identify where her body is after that, and find what happened to her. I think that's what they're looking for. We hope she comes home alive, but I mean, this has never looked good from the beginning.
Steve Rod.
All right, so they just showed out that belonged to Ayla because that looked like an infant outfit. It didn't look like an outfit for between 18 and 21 months. There's no way she wasn't that tiny.
If these items have been in the water this long, how much evidentiary value?
I mean, she was walking by that time, for Christ's sakes.
Can they have? How much was?
Well, they'll be very, very valuable. Although they're in the water, they didn't deteriorate or break down to a point that they will not be useful to forensics experts. And let me add, to search the area around the water. There could still be some fibers left. There could be something dropped by a suspect. And I agree with Pat Brown. Who did this? They're just trying to connect the dots right now.
I want you to take it there again, folks. If you're connecting dots, one away from Ayla's home in the water, as limbs are found. I want you to take a look at the poster for her. And this was, the missing child poster. Take a look at it, folks. There you go. And there's the clothing that she was wearing. And B, what they have found here. Could it be the clothing she's wearing? That would be so significant in this case. Pat Brown, looking back, putting all the pieces together here, does this seem like stranger abduction or someone that knew her, if in fact these clues lead to what happened?
These cases where stranger abduction is extremely unlikely because there were so many people in the home that no stranger in the right mind would have chosen to try to sneak in and grab a child out of. Father's story has never held. The fact that there was a substantial amount of blood where the child was staying at really concerns me, and I've never seen the police looking for anybody out there. So clearly they don't think it's a stranger homicide or stranger abduction. So I'm going to go with the police know exactly what happened, and they just need to prove it.
Steve Rogers, I want you to take a listen to what Trista Reynolds said. Again, this is baby Ayla's mom. Really interesting what she has to say about a polygraph and some bug blood.
I was told that failed his lie detector, and when he was shown a picture of Bug's blood, he up and bolted out of the police station. Why would you do that?
Bug's blood at the police station, Steve? Is that some sort of normal idea what she could possibly be talking about?
Well, based on what she's saying, I really don't know what she's talking about, but I get this, that it certainly points in the direction of a person of interest. You do eliminate kidnapping for ransom. You eliminate a whole host of things. And as you know, we've talked about many of these cases. Overwhelming number of times it points back right to ground zero, right to someone in the home who's familiar with the children.
Pat, I want you to take a listen to Justin D.
Okay, so you know where that outfit was. Now you can tell that is definitely not an 18 to 20-month-old outfit. The outfit had to belong to at least a month-old. Where is it? Damn it, there it is. That's an infant's outfit, y'all. That's not an 18 to 21-month-old outfit. I'm sorry. And they said it was white with polka dots, and this is yellow. Maybe with white polka dots. I don't know. But that doesn't... I never heard of what she was wearing when she went missing. Like, I don't remember. But I definitely would remember a onesie. I mean, a sleeper. I don't know. Maybe I'm looking at shit differently. Like I said, I've been following this case for a long time. And never get to talk about it. So, wait a minute. Let me get back to where we were.
As you know, we've talked about many of these cases. overwhelming number, it's back right to ground zero, right to someone in the home who's familiar with the children.
Pat, I want you to take a listen to Justin DiPietro. Again, this is Ayla's father.
If there was something solid that I knew, I mean, I would be sharing that. But again, I cannot go out there and speculate, and is what a lot of people have done.
You can't come out of the house.
Again, I'm not here to answer any questions. I'm just here to show it for the community that is supporting Ayla. So.
Pat, how about that? Not answering any specific questions. And obviously you don't have to answer any questions. But if your child's missing, I mean...
Yeah, and he doesn't want to speculate, which is rather kind of sadly amused me. It's like, if I were the parent of a missing child, I'd move the place. It could have been the handyman. It could have been these people. I had an argument. If I was the guy, the mother of my child. If I was the woman, it could be the father of my child. He doesn't want to see him because it wouldn't come out well what he was thinking about.
All right. Steve Rogers, Pat Brown, thank you both. Anything else happens, folks, we will be on it here. Baby Ayla is still, but tonight perhaps a breakthrough.
What is going on?
Do I blame the most? Yes, because he is Ayla's father, and as a father, you have a duty. You are to protect child. In my eyes, Justin is full to blame because he should have protected her, and he should be the one to speak on her behalf.
Doesn't face test. They were the three adults inside that home that night. At least Justin, his girlfriend, and his sister. They've told us it doesn't pass the straight face test.
Police do not believe this was an abduction, and they don't believe that the three adults inside baby Ayla disappeared from are being forthcoming. But let's focus right now on Dad, Justin DiPietro, baby Ayla's dad. He was asked by a local reporter a while ago about blood when it was first revealed that there was some blood found inside that home. Not as much as we've learned about tonight. Take a listen and a look at his reaction when he's asked that question.
I'm not here to answer any questions. I'm just support for the community that is supporting Ayla.
Sounds like he's got a counselor.
We don't try the case in the and of course you say nothing when you ask that question. It's the stupidest thing to answer on TV.
The only thing you'd say would be, I'm speculating, and that would be inappropriate and wrong, and yes.
Could he explain the blood?
Why did you
His house.
This is the best thing to do. Why wouldn't you give as much information as possible to help find your child?
Wrong conviction will happen if you get out there, you get tried in the court of public opinion, you take the jury, and why do you care?
The child has nothing to do with speculating and how it was and whose blood it was.
It's been reported that there was a cup was scattered about, and the most telling thing that came out was the discrepancy between the amount of blood that was visible to the amount of blood that was illuminated by that luminol. They were different. Mom said there was a lot more blood with the luminol. Hang on, why would you need to clean up blood? Was there
a cleanup of the scene?
Police have not said. Here's what police have said. There was enough blood, more than a small cut would produce. There was a report, as you said, that there was something more, but there's no evidence to that. Might be speculation.
Mom saw those
photos.
Who cuts their face? Lots and lots and lots of blood comes, as opposed to a cut over here. So that's very important. So many questions.
people who are not going to speak to the microphone and say, "Oh, I answer that." And second of all, if that police department this is their largest case and it's been 2 years, maybe they need to get some outside assistance. And you have all this blood and no one has been arrested.
2 years tell us? What does the fact that there's no arrest tells us? It's just like John Benet Ramsey. No, and don't want to make an arrest without sure.
That's why it's
beyond
inconclusive.
the conclusion of everything. There is no murder. We don't know that.
Well, I want to show this.
We know it now. Now that we've got all this blood around.
All right, this is the thing. It's just Baby Ayla's grandmother wrote a letter. I want to read part of that. She has said, law enforcement believes the 3 adults know more. They're saying, this is what law enforcement believes. If they so strongly believe that, why are they not asking the question with my family or with my attorney? She also goes on to say, we choose to hold on to hope that Ayla will be found. If 3 adult women were held captive, please believe there is hope. Ayla will be alive. Ayla, my granddaughter, is out there alive. So please do not look for her.
She couldn't have said it any better. We could have evidence of a murder. There is merely evidence of
Alright, let me see if I can find another one for you to watch. Alright, this is the judge speaking on Ayla. Let's see what it has to say.
Happened to the little girl with the big
Foul play was involved from the very start.
Ayla Reynolds' mom has been searching for answers for years.
Tell me what happened to my daughter.
Now it's daily exclusive. The girl's father breaks his silence.
Are you open to doing a sit down?
Because I know that.
Afternoon weekend.
Of allegations as Justin DiPietro talks publicly for the first time about the night his daughter disappeared.
Were there signs in your house indicating that someone would?
9 days before Christmas, 20-month-old Ayla Reynolds vanished during the night from her father's home in Waterville, Maine. Ayla's mother tells our Michelle Sagona it's a day that haunts her.
How did you find out your daughter? I got on the phone, and it was Dad, and he was in tears, and I said, Dad, what's going on? What's wrong? The police are here, and Ayla's missing. Nobody knows where she is.
According to state police, Justin DiPietro put daughter to bed around 8 o'clock. When he went to check on her the next morning, she was gone.
Obviously, when a toddler, we obviously start searching where she was last seen, and in this place, it was their home. And that search got wider and wider.
Police, all of Waterville, is never found. Then the focus of the investigation shifts when cops find Ayla's blood inside her father's home.
It was found on her slippers, a baby doll, in her car seat.
Justin, his sister Alicia, and then girlfriend Courtney were all in the house that fateful night. All 3 say the toddler must have been abducted.
To show you evidence from what they had from what was found inside the house. See pictures of what they found. Yes.
Go. We asked Ayla's aunt Alicia about the blood evidence.
What would explain the blood? She'd been vomiting quite a lot. She had left. Okay. So she had been sick. Nothing happened in the house that night. Nothing happened. No foul play. No foul play in the house that night.
But police aren't buying it and tell Trista what they believe happened to her only daughter that night.
They actually think that it ended with them rolling her up in a blanket and. Do you think that it was an accident, or what do you think happened? I just think things got really done, and he didn't.
It was the video itself. I don't know if it's my internet, but I know the video started off very weird. It is very heartbreaking. And I can't believe in all these years, what, it's been 20 years now, and no arrests. Nothing. But with all the amount of blood, even a cup of fucking blood, how do you not have a suspect? How do you not arrest somebody? It's got to be one of three fucking people. And if you can't get one for murder, get all three of them. The father and the grandmother had said at one point during this case that the mother had her. The mother did something with her because she had happened to be driving past their town, not going into their town, but past their town that day, night that she went missing. But her mother was going to see somebody else in her family that lived over. She didn't have to go through their town. She took the highway, so that bypassed his town. So I believe it has something to do with him, his girlfriend, there. They were the only three in the house. It is very crazy that nobody's in charge. I don't. Maybe Maine is like Tennessee. Maybe Maine's laws are a lot like Tennessee's. Let's just pray Summers doesn't go on this long. But yeah, this poor baby, like, the police think she was wrapped up in a blanket and put into a tote. That's what the law said. And that's what they told her. The mother. But this man, look at that little girl. She looks identical to him. Like, she fell out of his ass, not the mama's, his. She looks just like her dad, down to the damn eyebrows. How could he look at that baby girl and do something to her? They have evidence of blood, though. So there, you know something happened. And you can't tell me the blood came from her throwing up. Unless she was throwing up blood from something you guys did. Exactly. Exactly. And there is a lot of evidence. They've got a lot of evidence. They just can't pinpoint the person. But that's when you go with, you charge dad with the murder and the other two as accomplices. They were there. One of them did something. All three of them did something because they're all covering up. See, I always thought it was the mom, the brother, and the dad and the sister that were living in the house, that were in the house that night. They live in the house. The mom lives in the house with all these people. But she wasn't there when Ayla went missing. No, I haven't, Peach, but I will write that down and look it up. Exactly. Not to mention, you allowed her to play down in a basement. If this basement was not uh, done up like a room should be, and just say it was all concrete, the walls, because usually that's what a basement is: concrete walls, concrete floor, and then you got the subfloor for the first floor. So, and then they still put sheetrock up to cover all the wires and stuff between the subfloor and the ceiling in the basement. So if it didn't have all that to where the baby, and the floor was covered and shit, the concrete on the floor was covered. If all that wasn't done down there, like say that it wasn't set up for a room, any type of room, then that baby shouldn't have been playing down there to begin with. She could hurt herself any which way, falling down the stairs, because she's only between 18 and 21 months, because there's things I see that says she's 18 months, and then there's ones I see that she's 20 months. So I just say 18 to 21 months. Yeah, I don't know. I know a lot of the houses I lived in New York, we didn't have any rats in our house. We have spiders. We never had any rats. Maybe some field mice. But our basements up north were always like livable ready. And if they weren't, my uncle would go in there and make sure that there was at least some kind of cushion down on the floor, with a rug, and he would make sure that we weren't going to hurt ourselves on the wall. They did stuff to make it kind of like a livable place. I don't know. I'm gonna put her name in now, honey. Hold on. Sorry, I was just outside of my husband mode yesterday, so I am completely stuffy today. Oh look, it popped right up. Okay, I already have an issue with this story. Oh yes, I already have an issue with your story there, Peach. Amaya was last seen March 9th with the mother's boyfriend, and we're gonna go over some shit like that too, because I've got issues. At home on the 200 block of South Holmes Avenue. Amaya's family reported her missing on March 16th. So that's what? 8 days later? Maybe? Seven days later. The boyfriend, Robert Lyons, was the only person listed as a suspect in this case. If he's the only suspect, don't you need to keep talking to the man? This ain't that long ago. This is 2019. So The case remains unsolved. She was only 8 months. Amaya's law. This is a law we as a country want passed nationwide to protect the children. I am writing this letter to bring your attention the parents, guardians, and adults not properly and or immediately reporting their missing children. I have been closely affected by an open in Indianapolis, Indiana. Regarding an 8-month Maya, details surrounding the case are extremely. As this, why did you say it was a murder? A homicide, which is a murder. Why the fuck? But yet the child is still missing. I am writing this letter because of information that the mother, Amber Robertson, did not immediately inform law enforcement that her child was missing and or in danger. Amber waited over a week to alert the proper authorities. Below is the timeline of events we know based on what IMPs have released so far in the search for this precious baby. Saturday, March 9th. This was the last day of Maya's mother or anyone else police have spoken to remember seeing Amaya alive. The child's mother told detectives that her boyfriend, Robert Lyons, had taken the infant to the babysitter. These details were not actually released until March 23rd, which was released in a press conference by law enforcement. Detectives say Lyons returned around 10 p.m. to Amaya's mother but did not have the infant. During the initial report to police, the day that Amaya's mother told police she had last seen her infant, is unclear. It is unclear what went on this day, but it was later determined that the mother had not seen her for nearly a week before this time. Police were called to the home at the 200 block of Holmes Avenue, March 16th, to take a missing persons report for 8-month-old Amaya. Police say at that time the report was taken, family members told them they did not believe the baby was in danger. During the course of their investigation, the police department said conflicting statements from the family members and additional information detectives learned raised their concerns for the welfare of the child. A formal release and missing persons plea issued around 2 a.m. by the police department asking for the public's help to find her. Police also requested a silver alert to be issued. Now remember this date, the 29th, or the 19th. The silver alert was activated by Indiana State Police for Amaya around 11 a.m. later that day. Detectives obtained a search warrant for the home of the 200 block of South Holmes Avenue, where Amaya was first reported missing, so they could interview possible witnesses and collect any potential evidence that might help them locate the baby. Forensics were collected from the scene as a precautionary measure to help with the search for Amaya, according to police. The 20th. The police department announced that they were working with the FBI in the search for Amaya. I agree with you there. They were working with the FBI in their search for Amaya. As the investigation unfolded, detectives received a tip that the items were seen along the bank of a White River that may be connected to Amaya. Now, doesn't that sound kind of funny with this case right here that I have up? They said they found an outfit that could be connected to this baby down by some water or in the water. The location was less than a mile from the home. Oh my fucking God. The clothes that they think was hers was a mile from her house. Where detectives were searching on Tuesday and where Amaya was last seen. Detectives responded with the help of Indianapolis Fire Department. Dive teams searched the area. The police say their search was inconclusive at this time, but it was later determined that those items did in fact belong to the baby Amaya. 21st. The silver alert for Amaya was officially canceled at midnight. Thursday, March 21st. Police say they canceled the silver alert because they were receiving very few tips on the hotline. The search along with White River expanded downstream, but no new evidence was located. The police department held a press conference to release new details on Amaya's disappearance on March 23rd. During the course of the interview, police revealed that Amaya's disappearance had been upgraded to a homicide investigation. Detectives also told investigators that they had been speaking to Lyons and they had told him several locations where the infant should have been. But after checking each location, they were unable to find the infant. Detective also said some of the locations where Lyons sent them never existed. Detectives also revealed during the press conference that Lyons had been taunting Amaya's mother about where her daughter could be. During the press conference, police also issued a plea to the public for anyone who may have seen Lyons or Amaya on March 9th or any day after that to contact them. Firefighters, I can't even talk, y'all. This fucking case is pissing me off. Firefighters were called to the pond near the Mariners Village Apartments around 7:15 p.m. on March 24th. In reference to a tip about Amaya's disappearance, crews were able to complete a brief search before it became too dark to operate safely. The 25th. Indianapolis Police detectives and firefighters from multiple departments returned to the pond near the Mariners Village Apartments around 9:30 a.m. Fire department boats used side scanning sonar technology that creates a picture or an image of what is at the bottom of the pond to search the water. April 29th. Okay, so we go from March 25th to April 29th. Would they take a vacation? Authorities served a search warrant Monday at the home where missing 8-month-old Amira Robinson was last seen. Didn't they already do that? With the help of the University of Indianapolis forensic anthropology team, detectives, and cadaver dogs, they searched this residence for 2 days with no results. Holy fucking shit, man. As you can see, almost 2 months have gone by, and as complicated and frustrating as this case is for law enforcement and citizens, there is one fact that can't be disputed. Amaya Robinson would have had a better chance at being found if her mother would have contacted police immediately. I am writing you today on behalf of thousands of people in Indiana, and most importantly, on behalf of Amaya Robertson, to get a bill passed in Indiana that would make it a felony for a parent or legal guardian to fail to report a missing child in cases where the parent knew or should have known that the child was possibly in danger. There is a similar law that has been passed in other states called Kaylee's Law. Now, we all remember Kaylee Anthony. The first such bill was introduced shortly after the high-profile Casey Anthony trial. Due to the mother not reporting her 2-year-old daughter, Kaylee Marie Anthony, missing for the period of 31 days. The idea of the bill originated with the protesters who disagreed with the jury's verdict in the case, aggravated child abuse, and aggravated manslaughter of a child on July 5th, 2011. Immediately after the trial, support appeared for imposing requirements on parents to notify the law enforcement of the death or a disappearance of a child, and make a parent or guardian fail to report the missing felony. So, okay, y'all. This man knew what the fuck he was doing before he did it, because he alerted the police the next morning. So, I bet you his girlfriend and sister were both big Casey Anthony trial fans. I'm not saying they were for Casey Anthony, but they were for that trial. So, that's kind of fishy. Very suspicious. Very suspicious. And see, I knew there was Kaylee's Law, but I really didn't know what it all contained of. So let's see, where was I? So if they don't, they have to report the death or disappearance of a child immediately. And make a parent or guardian's failure to report their child missing a felony. Well, we, the citizens of Indiana, don't want to wait for a trial. We want change now. Whether we can work on getting Kaylee's Law passed here in Indiana or a version of it called Amaya's Law. Something needs to be done. Indiana needs to follow suit and protect our children in our great state of Indiana. The lady that wrote this, her name is Patricia. And she's got 7,500 signatures on this petition. Well, I'm going to do it here in a little bit. So she's going to have 7,501. I would urge y'all to do it. Like, it would be good because we need that law passed in every state. Every state. Let's see, is there any new updates in the case? And y'all, she was a very beautiful little girl. Let me see if I can. Okay, I'm guessing this is her mother right here. And just looking at that face right there, I don't know. Could it be fake? We all know I always like to try to find the good in people. I don't want to think bad about them without any kind of evidence. But oh my God. You see who the fuck got into it? We know this shit's all fucked up now. Now I know why this shit is all. You know, we can listen to this without video. Let's hear what he has to say.
I know it's late, everyone. Just 70 points.
All right, Scooby Boob Troop is on patrol.
Take the second left onto South Holmes Avenue.
Yeah, it's not like she could just walk off.
In 1,000 feet, your destination will be on the left.
Last seen March 9th, 2019. And the home that she was last seen in is coming up right here, but this is the neighborhood. This is the neighborhood.
Your destination is on the left.
229. 229, right there. Right there. The yard is fenced in. The yard is fenced in. Maya Robertson was last seen at this home here. 229 South Holmes Avenue.
This fucking nut job.
What happened to 8-month-old Maya Robertson, last seen in the home here with Amanda Robertson's then boyfriend, Robert Lyons. Robert Lyons claims that he don't know where Maya Robertson is actually, and he had a maroon Isuzu Trooper at the time, and she went missing. She went missing. Interesting thing is, she went missing March 9th, 2019. They didn't start reporting her missing to March 14th, 5 days later. Where is she? Where is she? This is the house. It's an AT&T security. I am on a public sidewalk. Trash all around. What happened to Amaya Robertson? Why isn't the Indianapolis Metropolitan Police Department, why aren't they putting pressure on Robert Lyons? He knows something. Come on. Let's not kid ourselves here. He knows something. Look at this house here. He knows something. It's been 3 years. The public wants answers. Taxpayers want answers. This is a missing child. Amaya's life mattered. Amaya's life mattered. So where is she? Where is she? I am here investigating this case. I've been on this case since it happened. We have Facebook groups set up about this case. We've been reporting about this case. It's a sad tragedy of what happened. Maya needs to be found. It's an 8-month-old baby. So I'm going to be going along the river where some of her possessions were found. At first, they found possessions of her, and then they said it was inconclusive. But the police department has confirmed that it did belong to Amaya. But I'm here. So This kind of gives you a perspective of what the neighborhood looks like. You know, look, neighbor across the street got paid.
Chewy's Blue Box event is on now, June 21st through 24th, with 40% off your first auto ship order. Don't miss it.
Give your morning something to celebrate with Taco Bell's new $5 Bell Breakfast Box.
That was funny that the first commercial in his video was dog food.
This is the neighborhood. So I'm going to be looking more. I'm going to bring more awareness to this case. If you have any information, contact the Indianapolis Police Metropolitan Police Department's Crime Stoppers. Crime Stoppers. So I'm going to be taking you a drive around the area, and then go along the riverbanks. We'll put Amaya's picture out there. I mean, she, at the time she's an 8-month baby, so her appearance changed, but her life mattered. Keep awareness. Let's get answers. Justice for Amaya Robinson. So this is the neighborhood where Amaya Robinson was last seen. I'm on Bertha and Addison. Right off of Holmes, South Holmes. Is anyone, I wonder if law enforcement, go back there, let's check along the railroad tracks behind it. This is a block from her home here. Any signs of her remains on the railroad tracks. There's a ditch back there. I'm not sure where law enforcement actually searched, looking for Amaya's life. A lot of trash around here. Railroad tracks. You see the Indianapolis skyline over there, so it's pretty. It's Indianapolis. We're in Indianapolis, but yeah, looks like a warehouse. I'm sure law enforcement searched this area, trying to keep Amaya's name in the spotlight. That's an 8-month-old baby. I'm gonna get my car and I'm gonna drive, looking around, just kind of having a mental idea of remote areas, neighborhoods here. There, no dumping.
This is this year, y'all.
All right.
Because in his title, in his description, it says a little over 3. It's been a little over 3 years.
This is probably, all the neighbors probably know about this case, I would assume.
And it looks like it's fall time there. But she went, maybe spring.
There's back alleys.
I hear birds.
There's the Holmes Avenue. This is the road here. Go back this way. I live on the corner lot. Hi. Have you heard about Amaya Robertson? There? You live there? Oh, okay. Okay, sorry. You don't know the owners there? No people there? Oh, it's empty. Oh, do you know about the missing baby? No. Okay. Thank you. Have a good day. Well, that's interesting. That was the home where Maya, South Homes, said the home has been empty. Interesting. We all know when I'm on the scene, I always try to find answers that no one knows, try to connect the dots, trying to, establish timelines and inconsistencies with people's statements and, things that don't make sense. But, Amaya, I truly doubt she's alive. You always want to remain hopeful with missing people because miracles can happen. If she was alive, she'd be 3 years, 8 months. The anniversary, the 3-year anniversary of her being missing just came up. So I'm gonna look along the river, but these are the neighborhoods. These are the neighborhoods where Maya Robertson, she was 8 months. I don't know where Amanda is, the mother, and who knows what's going on with the boyfriend Robert Lyons at the time, the then boyfriend. But I'm gonna find out. I'm gonna get some answers, and I will find out what's going on. This is Bertha and Warman. Alright, looks like I'm coming up on the main road here. I'm gonna work my way down to the river, see what's, see if I can find anything or talk to him. Jonathan Lee Riches, I'm at the scene. Missing 8-month-old, then 8-month-old Maya Robertson. She's 3 years, 8 months now. So I'm in the neighborhood where Amaya Robertson was last seen, working my way down to the White River.
In 800 feet, turn left onto Oliver Avenue.
Personal belongings belonging to Amaya were found by authorities right after she was reported.
He drives me nuts. Let's hear from the mom. Oh, you're fine, Stella. Welcome in.
Have you heard about this education stimulus program? Called, this could deposit up to $6,495.
The case is about an 8-month-old named Amaya Robertson. She went missing March 9th, 2019.
Been a little over 4 months since baby Amaya Robertson was last seen. It's her birthday. Fox 59's Melissa crashed the family earlier this afternoon as they continue to share their message of hope that Amaya will be found.
Birthday, dear Amaya. Happy birthday to you.
I never want to have to go through another day like this.
Happy birthday to Amaya.
It says, happy birthday, sweet girl, we love you.
On her first birthday.
Happy birthday, baby. We love you. We want to bring you home.
Her mother, Amber Robertson, says she never thought this would be how she would celebrate. Her daughter, nowhere to be found.
Did not ever plan to have my daughter's birthday by a tree. So I could have had it at home.
Balloons, teddy bears, and candles sit at the location where the investigation started. Baby Amaya was last seen here on South Holmes Avenue, and family members say they're not giving because they believe someone knows something. Last seen on March 9th, that's when Amber said she handed her child over to her boyfriend, Robert Lyons, who claimed he took the baby to this home of the babysitter.
And it's time to speak up. This is going on too long.
Police say this case is being investigated as a night.
We want her home.
In April, law enforcement dug up the backyard of the South Holmes Avenue property, but uncovered nothing. The location has been searched multiple times.
Yes, I will self. Mistakes were made. Something was reported a little too late. That wasn't hidden under covers, but she thought that the baby was a safe place at the babysitter's.
On Amaya's birthday, family says their focus remains on finding answers.
We should be at a park, celebrate her eating her cake.
Rubbing it in
Instead
a little
you're doing this, I will not speak up.
And bringing this now 1-year-old back home.
Someone has to bring her home. So
I'm Melissa, Fox 59 News.
Now, if you know anything about the disappearance of Amaya Robertson, police ask you to give them a call.
I don't know what I think about that one. This is kind of weird too, y'all.
I never imagined it would be so easy to discover my family history. First, sign up.
I know. It is.
For the first time, we're hearing from the man who claims to be the mother of baby Amaya. Police have been searching for the 8-month-old girl for nearly 2 months now.
Yeah, the man spoke to Wish TV Sierra Hate Night at a vigil in Amaya's honor. She joins us with what he had to say.
Keith Ritberger believes he's Amaya Robertson. He says he's asked for information about Amaya's disappearance and has been ignored. Now, he's demanding answers.
I'm upset and angry about this whole situation. But what's that going to get me? Nowhere. All I want to do is find this little girl that deserves to have a good life.
Keith Ritberger decorated a memorial tonight alongside concerned neighbors as they wonder, where is Amaya?
I bet myself, I don't know what else to think, other than there's some monsters that took my potential daughter.
Ritberger says he for months to give Amaya's mom to get a paternity test.
I've tried to reach out to her. She won't answer me, and that's fine. I'm not in this for her, and this for the baby.
Ritberger Patricia Turner is even working to pass legislation to require that a baby reported missing within 24 hours of their disappearance. She says she sent hundreds of letters to legislators.
The baby went a week and a half without even being reported. I mean, she means more than that to me, to my brother. I mean, she deserves better than that.
Neighbors show their hope for justice by planting a memorial outside of the last place Amaya was seen alive.
We're not going to stop fighting for answers. It's not going to go away. She deserves justice, and we're not going anywhere.
Ritberger has a messy one who knows what happened.
Quit with the games. You need to, let us know where she's at. If this was an accident, you need to let it out. You need to tell somebody.
Now, we did reach out to his grandfather tonight in hopes of getting through to Amaya's mother, Amber Robertson. I left a message asking if he or Amber could potential fathers for Amaya. So far, we've not heard back. Sierra Hate Night.
Good.
Well, thank you for coming to discuss the case of the missing little girl, Robertson. It's been a week. Last Saturday is when that was. We were notified of the missing person. I want you to know that we're here today because we're frustrated and quite frankly, angry because of misinformation, and lack of cooperation from those most closely involved. This is an 8-month-old child, and I think all of us would agree somebody would know the whereabouts. And the who you'll hear from here pretty soon asked for this. So this is not about just giving the media information. This is a need that we have, and that's why we're here. Let me give you a little bit of the backstory, and then we'll let Detective Burkhardt kind of explain some of the details, and then we'll answer any questions. If you remember last Saturday on the 16th, our missing persons was notified of a missing girl, 8 months old.
Take a trip beyond your compare your way there. Find the smartest credit cards for you on NerdWallet.
That date is significant when you listen to the detectives. So Saturday we were notified missing persons because of their expertise and experience. Figured out quickly through their investigation that this was a little. They enlisted the help of our homicide investigators. This is a investigation, but it has been all week since early on because things just didn't add up. I think it's significant that occurred quickly because it gives you an idea of some of the frustrations that we've had in this case. On the 19th, we let you all know because we wanted to enlist the help of the community because we just didn't have that much information. Also, if you remember information to do an alert, but a silver alert was done. All the search warrant was served at a residence in order to gain physical evidence, and also doing some additional interviews to figure out what happened to Amaya. 20th, we got a tip that at McCarty and White River, there were some child belongings that may or may not have belonged to Amaya. We went out there, did a search. We enlisted the help. There were items real close to the water. We enlisted the help of IFD, and we get some items from there, and we'll let Detective Burke kind of talk about what that did or didn't do in this investigation. The 21st, we expanded that search a little bit, went a little bit downstream. There was no additional information, but it was just to be thorough. On the 22nd, there were community members unsolicited from us that also went out and helped. I want to thank them. I want to thank all of you. I also want to thank the number of detectives who have been working day and night on this case and all those tips that have come in. I'd like to be mindful that those tips should not be conjecture of what we are doing or should be doing or what people think we should be doing because that interferes with our investigation. But if you have any information at all, please provide that to us. Me is Lieutenant Bruce Smith, along with Detective Jeannie Burkhardt and our Major Turner from Investigations. So now I'd like to introduce Jeannie Burkhardt.
Thank you for coming. I'm going to give a brief statement, touch on a couple of things that he spoke about, and then Lieutenant Smith will answer any questions you may have. I'm going to just start out by saying on March 9th, at approximately 1:15 p.m., Amaya Robertson was last seen alive and well, Robert Lyons, in the 200 block of South Holmes. Robert Lyons was driving a 1996 Isuzu Rodeo, maroon in color. It is important. Robert Lyons stayed on the southwest Indianapolis until 10 o'clock p.m. He returned back to the mother, Amber Robertson, alone with Amaya.
Hey, JDS.
Amber gave permission for Amaya to stay with the babysitter until the following morning. The babysitter and the other witnesses saw Robert leave her house at 1:15 with Amaya. Robert has told family, friends, and myself where Amaya should be alive and okay. All of these locations and homes were checked with full cooperation from residents. Some places she was said to be by Robert do not exist. Since March 10th, Robert Lyons has taunted Amber Robinson about Amaya's whereabouts. I'm asking the public to come forward if they saw Robert or Amaya on March 9th or any day thereafter. On March 9th, he was in the area of Rockville Road and Mickley Avenue for an extended period of time. So if you live in that area, I would ask that you try to remember if you suspicious, if you saw Robert or Amaya or this truck. Quickly, I'd like to say as far as the location site on McCarty and Tip, the items that were on the bank have been identified as belong to Amaya. So I will pass it on to Lieutenant Smith.
Questions?
I guess the mother told us that all the clothing in the car seat is accurate.
Just for the integrity of.
All right, so another child. Hello, gorgeous. Hello. Okay, so JDS and Stella, you guys just came in recently. So I decided I'm gonna mess with Crazy Lady in the evening time, and I'm gonna start doing some different cases during the day. Unless something interesting pops up with Summer. Well, not interested, but info-wise. So thank you, Peach, for introducing this case to me. I'm going to do a little bit more research on it. It sucks that JLR got involved already. You're never going to figure out the real truth in the case once the Scooby-Doo truth gets involved. And that's any of them. It's crazy. Okay, so I went over the little girl that's on my thumbnail. Her name is Ayla Reynolds. She's been missing since December 16th, 2011. The little girl that I'm talking about now, she's 8 months old and vanished into thin air on March 9th, 2019. Where are all these babies disappearing to? Especially the ones that can't walk or can barely walk. You can't use the excuse that they wandered off somewhere. But they are definitely saying that Amaya is no longer alive, and so is Ayla. They both passed on. The hell, it's been 20 years, 22 years for Ayla. No, 21 years. And a little over 3 years for Amaya. We got a year on Summer. Like, next month will be a year on Michael Vaughn. And not including all the ones in between that don't get publicized. And that's what we really need to be doing, making awareness for all kids that gone missing. All of us. Hell, I can't tell you how many kids go missing from my state on a normal daily. I'm serious. Like, I get Amber Alerts from my state constantly. Or a Silver Alert. We've got a lot. But this case right here, Amaya, I've got some issues. First off, why in the Sam hell did the boyfriend take the baby to the babysitter? Why was he? Why would she allow that man? That man, oh God, let me see if I can find a picture of him. Where's my mouse? Let's see if we can find a picture of this dirtbag. Oh, she's so pretty. Let me show you what this asshole looks like. I could never allow my child to be left with a dude looking like this. I'm sorry. He just looks like Look at that man. Did you leave your child with him? First off, it's not his business to do anything with that kid. They are just dating. You know, the AFC says it best. When you date thugs, you date death. He does. He looks like, I don't know. I couldn't leave my child with him. And then he's in the mother with the baby's whereabouts. He's told the police several different lies about where the baby was. Can you guys see that picture? I don't know how to blow it up. God, he looks like a baby in this one. All right, so let me show you guys this. Oh, monkey is about to start leaving again now. Thank you, God. Oh, I am so praying that she feels better after these antibiotics, honey. Very, very, very much praying for her. I'm praying for you, love. Oh, come on. Look at that face. He doesn't even look old enough to be able to take care of a kid. Not no 8-month-old. I wouldn't even trust him with a 5-year-old. That's crazy. Like, he would never watch my kid. Yeah. Oh, Lord. Supposedly he was taking the baby to the babysitter. Oh, you're fine. I just heard about this case today. Peach brought it up. So I went over Ayla's and then I looked up this one. Hold up. I don't know why she didn't take the baby to the babysitter. I have no idea. And it never says they never asked her, I guess. Maybe I don't know if she wasn't home or if she was at home. I don't know. I don't even think it ever said. They just said she waited a week afterwards to report the baby missing. The baby went missing on the 9th. That was the last time anybody seen the baby. She didn't report the baby missing until the 15th or the 16th, like 7 days later. It's one of those cases where, yeah, something's kind of off with her story too. Very much. Oh, but the police already said they don't believe she's alive. Well, being 8-month-old, unless she's with somebody, she's not alive. And he told them 3 different places she could be. They went to, or several different places, they said. And they went to some of them, and the ones with renters or whatever, they allowed them to search, and they cooperated. And then some of the places they told them didn't even exist, they said. So this kid knows something. He done something with this baby. He was the last one with her. He left the house at almost 2 o'clock and didn't return to the house until about 10 without the baby. He said the baby was staying the night at the babysitter's. Oh, yes, me too. As soon as I notice my daughter's not here, when it gets too quiet, I used to go check on her. I'm sorry, she's 22. I don't do that no more. But when she gets quiet, when she used to get quiet as a kid, I'm like, what are you into? What are you doing? One or two things. They're into something they're not supposed to, or they fell asleep. But yeah, it's very, very suspicious, very crazy. I'm glad Pete told me about this case. I mean, there's a lot of shit on it, a lot of different articles, a lot of different videos. Like JLR even got into it. And that's what fucks me up on it, because with JLR on it, he's part of the Scooby Boob Troop, so God knows that it's probably already more turmoil towards the case than what should have been. He made an 18-minute video because he went up to Indianapolis, where Amaya's missing from, and he went to the house, but nobody lives in the house. So, he probably went on the property to look around in there and shit, but I don't know how to keep it on too long. As soon as I heard them say that nobody lived in the house, I was like, yep, I'm turning it off. I'm not going to be a witness to him doing anything. So they're trying to get a law in Indianapolis passed, just like they got a law in other states for Kaylee's law. But this law, no, Kaylee's law is if the baby dies or disappears, they have to, if they do not alert the proper authority in time, like as soon as it happens, they get charged with a felony. If the parent or guardian, oh damn it, I forgot what it said. Okay, so immediately after the trial of Casey Anthony, the verdict was announced. People they all immediately after the trial, support appeared for imposing requirements on the parents to notify the law enforcement of a death or disappearance of a child and make a parent or guardian's failure to report the missing child a felony. And now the states without that law are trying to get either that law passed in their state, or they are trying to get something similar passed in their state, which I think that's a law that should be passed in every state. It kills me how many missing kids go on an average daily, and how how many of them get the public eye on them? If we are not from that state or that city, county, most likely we're not going to know about it unless we search for it or we're searching for something else and come across it. There's something that's got to be done to where we can be aware of it without waiting. Like, I didn't know nothing about Amaya, and that happened a little over 3 years ago. So why wasn't the nation alerted about it? Because you don't know. She waited a week to call and let the authorities know that she was missing. Within that week, that baby could have flew out of that that city. She could be with some other people in a different state. We don't know that. But, people can plant evidence wherever the fuck they want. They could have took some of that baby down there by the river, not thinking they were going to look down that far. Or purposely doing that so that way they're looking totally in the wrong place for this kid. Shit like this makes me really mad. Really mad. It does. But you know what, Stella? Besides this case, there's so many more like it. So many more. We all thought, with Summer gone missing the way she did, we didn't realize that's not the first kid that's ever went missing like that. We just don't hear about it. You're fine. Babe, I understood what you were trying to say. Don't worry. But like I said, there is way too many kids. When there is one kid gone missing like the way they have, that's one too many. Too damn many. Yes, that is the problem. Nobody knows about it. Like, I would have never knew about this if Peach didn't tell me. Because when I was talking about Ayla, she's like, did you hear about Amaya Robertson? And I was like, no. And she began to tell me a little bit about her. And I was like, as soon as I got done doing what I wanted to say about Ayla, which I really didn't get to finish Ayla, I was like, you know what? The more you keep telling me about this little girl, the more I'm going to research her, because now, she's 8 months old, just vanished. She didn't just vanish, because literally somebody took her out of her house. And we don't know what he did with her from the time when he left that house, after he left that house. Supposedly, he took her to the babysitter. Allegedly. Right? Well, the babysitter said they hadn't seen the baby for about 2 weeks. So where the fuck was he with that baby? What did he do with that baby? Why did he take her and do what he did with her? Why? That's the question. Why? And then where? Why did you take that baby, and where is she? And I think it's pretty fucked up that he's taunting the mother with the baby's whereabouts, but yet he was never charged. What do they think, that if they charge him with something, he'll never tell? Well, I hate to tell them this. He's probably never going to tell regardless. That's when you need to go into the military, go to the military and get some of that fucking truth serum they use. Can't tell me they don't use that shit, because that's bullshit. We know they do that. They're not supposed to use it, but they do use it. See, I didn't read up a lot on it. I was just reading certain articles that drew my attention. So he disappeared after. Well, see, that's what I'm saying. They haven't charged him with anything. He was the only suspect in the case. But the mother should have been charged with something because she did not report that baby missing for a week. A week. That is totally unacceptable. You told them that the baby was only supposed to be there till the next morning. The baby was only staying the night over at the babysitter's. Why did you wait a week to say that the baby wasn't even at the babysitter's? So, I mean, I don't know if, because some of that, like one of the videos I watched, it looks so fake. Her cry looks so fake. Like she was putting it on. I didn't even see no tears. It's like really fake. I'll give her an Academy Award for that one. Yeah, why did she wait so long? That's the $1 million question for her, and for him is why and where. I don't know. People just drive me crazy. So we got Ayla. We got Amaya. Michael, Summer, Isabella. They might have found Isabella. Let me check on that one. What the fuck is her last name? Is it Julia? There she is. Isabella Kalua. I'm not finding any new updates on her. I think her name was something else at one point too. Maybe 6, 7, 9. Looks like they haven't had updates on her. See what I can find out about one that I've been thinking about. Homeschooling invisible children. Oh, they did find her. Oh, Lord. I didn't know they found her. They had her picture still at the vigil of Summers. Missing Hawaii Girl 6 found dead inside case held her there. Duct taped her mouth and nose. Isabella's sister said Kaluuya's asked her to keep the secret. The fact that Isabella was in the bathroom in a dog cage, duct tape on her mouth and nose. For it to load. I don't know what the fuck I opened. The body of Isabella Kaluuya, known by some of her by the name of Ariel, her birth name Ariel. What the hell is that? Oh, the sister was saying they found her the next morning dead inside the dog cage. I don't think they. Oh no, they did find her. Hold on. Sorry, my husband mowed the lawn outside this morning walking my dog. It's killing me. The adopted parent filled the bathtub with water and put Isabella in it to see if she would wake up, but she did not. The sister had to help carry Isabella to their bedroom. The mother then drained the tub. A few days later, Isaac went to the hospital pretending he had COVID symptoms, the document said. The sister told the police he was pretending because he took time off at work to help mom. The document said get rid of stuff, evidence. The sister told police Leah Kalua bought the dog cage on the internet even though they didn't have a dog. Kalua said she bought it because Isabella would sneak around at night and want to eat because she was hungry. The sister said Isabella would be hungry because Kalua wouldn't feed her, and the sister tried to sneak food to her sometimes, according to the documents. Isabella was kept in the cage at night, the sister told police. After reporting Isabella missing, Leah Kalua told the police the girl had a habit of going to the garage and falling asleep and would sometimes leave the doors unlocked, according to the affidavit. She also told police their home surveillance system constantly stops working. According to the affidavit, police recovered surveillance footage on September 13th that showed Isabella was last seen on cameras August 18th. So the sister in that she saw her sister dead, and in the bathroom with duct tape over her mouth and nose. And when they woke up the next morning, the parents had filled the bathtub up with water, trying to see if they could revive her. And when they couldn't, they told the sister to help them carry Isabella to their bedroom. And that's where she stayed for a few days until the mother told the father that he had to help her get rid of stuff, meaning evidence. So he took a few days off saying he had COVID symptoms. And he had to go to the doctors or the hospital just to make sure. Because, when this was going on, COVID was really bad and you weren't supposed to be going nowhere, doing nothing because of it. So they still haven't found this baby. But her sister's saying that she's still in the cage somewhere. So they haven't found her. Yeah, I'm about to get off too. So we will talk more about Isabella, Amaya, and Ayla on a different day. I have some new ones that I want to go over tomorrow. And if anybody has any suggestions, please leave them in the comments. And I'll see you this evening when the crazy lady goes live. I think it should be around 7:30 again. I'm not sure. I will let you know.